So, for this part of my nursing home nightmare, about a week ago, I was able to sit down with the director of the facility herself, a bunch of heads of the departments, and my brother, and I got to lay out the retaliation, my problem with the shit not getting my showers, my food problems, and I feel that the director of the facility, she's fairly new. I had a very good feeling that she cares and she's really trying to make a difference. With that being said, the next day they came into my room, um, asked me questions about getting hit in the face. That was their main concern, of course, because supposedly they have to report it to the state, and I didn't hear from them either. Um, Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute there. But so the problems they asked about the food, they shouldn't happen. The showers things shouldn't happen. So 2 nights ago, I'm sitting here waiting for my dinner. My roommate, like I said in the past, he's bedridden. So his lunch comes in, and when they're done handing everybody's lunch out, about 5 minutes later or so, they'll come back and feed him. So they come back, they feed him. I still didn't get. I keep saying lunch, dinner. I still didn't get my dinner. So they came to actually collect his tray. I said to them, I didn't get anything to eat. They says, oh, let me look. Now I wheel myself to the doorway. I'm watching. They have a big rack where all the lunch trays, all the dinner trays come in, and they put then the dirties on when everybody's done. There's one tray on there. That's mine. So everybody gets their trays handed out. I don't get mine. I had to ask for it. And in fact, they were already starting to put dirty trays on that rack. And why am I singled out? Now, when dinner came, there's a piece of paper with your name, your room number, and everything, and your dietary restrictions and everything, what you get. That paper was there. I could see if that paper wasn't there, and they said, oh, we're sorry, we didn't know whose this last one was. But even that paper was there, so I had to ask for it. Last night, in going into today, I got no dinner. None, zero. And I waited till 7 o'clock. And as a diabetic, they didn't even check me. They usually check before I eat, then I can eat. They didn't check me, they didn't give me insulin. So here it is, 7 o'clock. I tell somebody I got no food. They call down to the kitchen. They call down to the kitchen. Now this place has multiple, large concentrations of multiple races. So every day there's an American style meal, there's an Asian style meal, and there's an Indian style meal. So they gave me an Asian style meal, and we're talking real, not like Americanized Asian food. And to me, it was very unappealing. I think it was a bunch of scraps thrown together. And at that time, about time it got here, I already ordered myself some pizza. So I didn't get a meal. So I send an email off. Um, and then they come down to my room and they explain to me that, oh, I was supposed to be transferred to another unit, so my dinner got transferred, and that's why I didn't get one last night. So I says, okay, you know what? I can understand that. But what about the night before where it sat on the rack? Oh, we have to ask the nurse and look into it. So I hear them ask the nurse. The nurse gave them an attitude, and that's the end of it. That is literally the end of it. Um, Here's the second part. So I have an elderly roommate who can't speak for himself. He grunts, he makes noises, and he kind of makes noises to what the nurses ask him. If they say, "Oh, oh, you're cold," he'll make a noise, or he'll go as a no. That's how he communicates. A bedridden, very very sickly gentleman. So they take him out of here. They're going to transfer him to another unit. They bring me a roommate that is a yeller. Instead of hitting the button for the nurses, he'll scream, nurse, nurse, nurse. And he's screaming, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I mean, top of his lungs, no regards for me, and I let this go. Now it's 10 to 2 in the morning. He's screaming, hungry, hungry, not I'm hungry, hungry, like a 5-year-old. I literally said to him like this, you do understand you have a roommate. Is there any way you can keep it down a little bit? Then I get F you, go F yourself. Who are you to talk to me like that? He's screaming. Then he says, I'm going to come over there and kick your ass. This is what he tells me at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't say anything. He rumbles with the curtain, And then he says to me, he goes, I'm going to come get you another time. So this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm laying in my bed. I contemplating. Now the guy's bedridden, so I know he's not going to get up and kick my ass. So I'm contemplating: do I say something? Do I not say something? Do I say something? Now an hour goes by. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You ready for this? This is where it gets crazy. He pulls back the curtain, and he has a urinal. He throws his urine at me. Now our beds are like 2 feet apart. A little bit gets on my arm. I get out of bed. Go in the bathroom, I wash up, I go in the hallway, I get the disinfectant off, the pump off the wall, the hand sanitizer. I rub my health with hand sanitizer. I get in my wheelchair, I get my cell phone, I go in the hallway, and I'm gathering myself for a second. Now there's urine all over the floor. I tell the nurse what happened. She goes, I have to contact the head supervisor. Remember, this is 2 o'clock in the morning. So the nurse comes in, the aide comes in the room and says, what happened? Why is there, what's on the floor? He literally tells her my urine's on the floor. She goes, why? He goes, I threw it at my roommate because I hate him. 3 times he repeated, I threw it at my roommate because I hate him. So now it's about 2:20 in the morning. I'm sorry, 3:20 in the morning. I'm in the hallway. I don't know what to do. I told him I'm not comfortable going back in the room. Well, we can't move him tonight. We have to see what's going to go happen in the morning. So what do I do tonight? They're like, well, there's a room that has an empty bed. You can stay in there for the night. But what about my stuff? My phone, my tablet, my clothes, all my stuff is there. I don't know if this guy's going to tamper or do anything to my stuff. So they had no problem leaving me in the hallway from 3:30 in the morning till about 9 o'clock in the morning. And I sending the emails to the administrator and everything. And her first reply, my first email was about the violence, because it was before he threw the urine at me. I sent it at like 2:15 in the morning. So her first response is, we're working on it. Okay. So then I email her back, by the way, he threw urine at me, and admitted to the nursing staff that he threw urine at me more than once. And she goes, okay, we're looking into what we're going to do. And then I says, well, by the way, you can look at the cameras. I've been sitting in the hallway for like almost 7 hours. Nobody cares. And then about 20 minutes later, she comes up with so she's she's the director of the facility, and she comes up with the head nurse and my social worker. And as I'm explaining to them what happened, they're trying to change him because he wears a diaper. They took his urinal away so he wouldn't throw any more around. And he's screaming, don't touch me, go F yourself, I'll kill you, to the aides who's cleaning him. He's cursing, and they're listening, the director's listening to this in the hallway. So 20 minutes of this goes by, they leave, she comes in, they close the door, they says, we want to talk to you about what happened last night. Go F yourself, I don't care, don't you talk to me, I don't like you. He goes to them, I'm gonna kill my roommate, I don't like him, I want to kill him. That's what she says. They come out of the room, they tell me, listen, we know we gotta move him, but we have nowhere to put him. This is a Friday. You are gonna go home, and I'm gonna be left all weekend with a guy who wants to kill me and throws urine at me. I said, this is unacceptable. I says, you know what? I called the local precinct, which is the 3rd precinct in Nassau County. I says, is throwing urine on somebody illegal? Is there any... He goes to me, in the state of New York, that is considered assault. That is, get locked up. So I said to them, now they leave. I sent her an email saying, hey, listen, I want to call 911. So now the director doesn't come up. The head of nursing, not the head of nursing, my social worker and the head of social workers comes up, and they're like, well, you ready for this? Well, you can't call 911. Why? Because they're not going to do anything. The guy threw urine at me, and that's an assault in the state of New York. Yeah, but not that doesn't apply to a nursing home. They said it like 3 times. That doesn't apply here. What are you, out of your mind? So I can go kill somebody and, I'm in a nursing home, I get away with it? So they're playing it off as like it's no big deal. I says, you know what? I'm going to call 911. I'm going to go meet them downstairs, and I want to see if they tell me whether it's a big deal or not, when I already know that it's that he'll get locked up and he'll get taken to jail. So now it's a big deal. Now everybody's freaking out. Now the director comes back up and says to me, by the end of the day, we're going to get him moved. Now everybody goes home between 3 and 4 o'clock. I know that they all do. And I know once they go home, he's not getting moved. It's not going to happen. But luckily, 20 minutes later, they had him out of the room. But look at what I had to go through. I had to threaten them to call the police, which they don't want me to because it looks bad for them. And this guy really should be arrested. He should be on a locked unit because, I mean, I literally said nothing horrible to this guy. And to the staff here, it's, oh, no big deal. It's, well, we'll move him when we can. So I got to suffer in a room with a guy who keeps threatening to kill me and throws urine at me. So, hence, once again, listen to the people that you have in nursing homes. Listen to your family. Listen to what's going on. Make sure you have an open line of communication because my family member, my direct family member who helps me a lot, is on vacation. And even though I can speak up for myself, I'm thinking about the people who can't. Um, it's horrible. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's got to be like this in other facilities that are these. I don't think that money makes everything better, but I think places that charge a lot of money probably have a lot better quality of people that work there. Here, when it's where people go, homeless people come here, people who have no money come here. This is where you go when you have nothing. You know, once again, believe me, there are wonderful caregivers here. Don't always assume that everybody's bad because there's wonderful nurses, there's wonderful aides. From my old unit, when I got transferred to this one, there's 2 or 3 that stop by on their way home just to say hello, see how I'm doing. There's ones that are here that go out of their way to make sure I'm comfortable, I get stuff done. So there is really wonderful people. But it's those few that physical violence, neglect, don't care, and the ones that treat it like a job are the ones who treat you horrible. They don't realize, and I'm going to say this a lot in my videos, at the end of the day, they get to go home, and I'll use the word unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that this is my home. This video is going to end soon because it's making me very emotional. Not a good situation. So once again, just for the value of sharing this with other people, please like the video and share it when you can. Thank you.